Hey guys, it's Ossiana from Ossiana's Creator Life. You might know me as the Vice President of Marketing from xchatfans.com or as your favorite writer on Medium or on Substack. And today's topic, I figured that since I am making this series, I should start out light, something easy to digest for everybody. And as you know, this is a series that I'm doing for all types of content creators. You don't have to just be a writer, you don't have to be a videographer, you don't have to be a YouTuber. You just need to be somebody in the content field, whether it's Twitch, video, YouTube, practical joking, writing, graphic design. I'm here to help you guys out. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the biggest misconception that I've seen when it comes to content creation. A lot of people who are on the outside assume that content creation is easy. And to a point it is, like as long as you can put, pen to paper, as long as you can actually just take time to record, you're good to go. But here's the thing. The vast majority of people I know who are in the content creation space and make a living from it, they put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into their work. And what I mean by that is there are so many people who think that they have to have a one-off item that just works perfectly. And, if they have that one video or that one blog article, everything is going to blow up. And far be it for me to say this because what launched me into fame was actually a Medium article that did blow up. But it's not just about having that one article. If you want to succeed and if you want to actually make a full time living in any form of content creation, the biggest issue that you have is consistency. Every single platform, every single algorithm, and I speak as somebody who is a VP of marketing, who actually works for a social media company of sorts. Um, every single company out there is going to reward people who make a lot more content over people who only make content once a year. And what I mean by that is if you want to be able to get those eyes, if you want to get those fans, you can't just do like 3 times a year content and expect good things to happen. It has to be fairly consistent. And that's one of the reasons why content creation is as hard as it is. For example, YouTube's algorithm actually increases your visibility if you post once a week, or I think it's like 3 times a week. With Medium, I post every day. Most people cannot do that because it actually takes a lot of time to think out articles, plan them ahead, and most people don't have that free time in this economy, which I totally understand. But even with Medium, having your articles pushed out 3 times a day can make, or not 3 times a day, 3 times a week can make such a huge difference in how fast your readership grows. The same thing can be said on Substack. With Substack, most of the time, the way that I get my fans is actually a blend between how frequently I write, which, as you know, is every day, and also how frequently I post on Notes. I've started to post on Notes ideally like every every day. It's about 5 to 10 notes per day unless I'm like really stacked up to my eyeballs. Every single platform has its own algorithm, but it's safe to say that most will reward you if you have 3 to 5 posts per week. And if you want to be a full-time content creator, that means you're going to have to schedule them out. That means you're going to have to put in all that work, which gets me to the next point. The other big issue that I see with would-be content creators is that while while they usually want to make a lot of content, they tend to overthink it greatly. And what I mean by overthink it is they'll be ready to hit the publish button and then they'll be like, "Oh wait. I need to fix this. I need to I need to do this, that, and the other." And they start tweaking it. They'll start, editing it, little ticky tacky things like that. By the time that they're done editing their video, it will be too late to actually publish it because it will no longer be timely or it will no longer make as much sense as it would have when you first started making the video. This is a common mistake, and this is also one of those mistakes that tends to play into your insecurities. In order to be a content creator, you have to learn to be secure in your skills and you have to believe that your content is going to be something that people enjoy. And that can be one of the hardest things to do, because speaking as somebody who has insecurity problems, I'm like, what if people don't like me? What if people don't want to read my stuff? Or what if they think it's just fluff? And there's going to be people, no matter how good you are at content creation, who are not going to want to hear what you have to say. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, you just have to remember that you cannot let perfection be the enemy of completion. I don't remember who first said that to me, but when they said it, everything made so much more sense. Like right now, I'm not even using a microphone. I'm using a laptop, which is from like 10 years ago, and I'm still recording. I'm still trying my hardest to get out some good content creation, because first, my fans deserve it. And second, if I don't put something out there, then my series is going to rot. It has to be consistent. And this is one of the things that you're going to have to learn. There's going to be days where you're going to draw a blank. There's going to be days where you do not feel like creating content. You don't feel like even coming up with a topic. Somehow you're going to have to still kludge it together. And that means if you have to use Chat GPT to come up with topics, go for it. If you have to ask your fans, hey, what would you like me to talk about? Go for it. I actually have a little bit of a routine that I use when it comes to content. Um, I go through Reddit and I look at all the most intriguing, mind-bending, mind-stretching, dramatic posts I can find, and I start getting inspired from there. I spend a good like 1 hour a day just browsing Reddit. And the other thing that I do is I go on YouTube and I listen to other people discuss what they want to discuss. Amazon Prime, Netflix. Believe it or not, I've gotten so many ideas from all of these different venues. Just because it's already been out there doesn't mean that you can't reinvent the wheel. It doesn't mean that you can't put your own spin on something that's already out there, whether it's a review, a social commentary about a time in history. All of these things can make for great content. It just depends on how you decide to work it. There's inspiration everywhere, but you can't be inspired until you actually start putting in the work and start making a concentrated effort to be consistent with your ideas. I also have a journal where I write all of my latest blogging ideas. And, it's a simple journal. It's a commonplace book, if you know what that means. So there's little historical facts in here. I'll often cite what website I got it from or what book I got it from. And whenever I'm like really dry on ideas, I will go to either the commonplace book or I'll ask people, hey, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to write? What do you want me to talk about? And that's usually how I'll get my content ideas. And creativity is like a muscle. So once you start doing that on the regular, and once you start coming up with topics on the regular, you're going to start seeing more and more and more opportunities. You're going to become more creative the more that you create. So if you want to get started in content creation, don't let perfection be the enemy of completion, and don't overthink your topics. It sounds weird because that's what I'm famous for, but if you don't put something out there like at least once a week, the chances of you making a living off of content creation alone is going to be way lower than you could ever imagine. So that was my first little pep talk of the Ossiana's Creator Life. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon.